Ibeza, Laffy, Flazzle.
Rugi for you.
Hello everyone, this time I'm not talking about gaming, Michael with you. I'm today gonna talk about how to install Windows 7. It should help you fixing your own computer by yourself. So, the first thing you need is your computer or laptop, of course. Then you need your installation source, which is gonna be the DVD, and we all know how to put the disk inside the computer. And this time I'm not showing on a real computer, but the steps are almost the same. It's 99% same steps. So first thing we need to do is I'm gonna start up the computer, I mean the virtual computer. This screen maybe doesn't show, or maybe sometime it's gonna show. It's not necessarily, but if it didn't show, it will just take you to this loading screen, and as you see, it will be telling you it's loading files. Windows is loading files. So you have to wait until it loads. And the first thing you will see is selecting your language, and this is your keyboard. So if you are in USA, don't worry, it's automatically selected at USA. If you in another country, so you will select as the language that suits your country, and that is the language to install. It's already default by English. Okay, so the next step is you press next, and it will show you only these steps. About these steps, I never used it. I have no idea about repair your computer, so if you do, please let me know. Okay, the only thing I know, and it's the easiest thing I know, is install now. So you press install now, and it will tell you setup is starting. And wait for it. Now, for this DVD, you have two options: x86 and x64. Okay, what's the meaning of this? If you have no idea, you can see here in the description, it's telling you Windows 7 Ultimate 32-bit Advanced activated by Orbit 330, whatever who is the owner of this version, but be aware of 32-bit and 64-bit. So if your computer doesn't have if your computer have only RAM memory of around 1 to 4 gigabytes, so you may need to use only the 32-bit version. If you have 4 gigabyte or higher, maybe 8, 16, 64, 32, whatever RAM is more than 4 gigabyte, you will need to use the 64-bit version. So that's the first thing you must be aware of. So for this virtual PC, I'm using only 1 gigabyte of RAM, so I'm gonna install the 32-bit version. So pick up x86 and press next. This is a lesson in terms. If you like to read, you can read, but we don't have time to read. So you tick I accept and then next. Now it will show you some customizing here. This, it will, if you have a trouble saving a backup of your personal data, this should help you and fix your old Windows, the damaged version of your Windows. But it's not, I don't guarantee any big successful in this. So you are going to be customizing the advanced. Okay, for this hard drive I'm using a new disk. So if you have, I'll show you some example here. For this new disk I'm gonna apply for like maybe 20. Come on. 200, 2000, 20,000 megabyte. It should be about less than 20 gigabyte. To ensure that Windows feature will correctly, okay, come on. Okay, for a new hard drive, if you are having a new hard drive, you will do that step I have just did. If you don't, your hard drive might look like something like, wait a minute, something like that. It doesn't have the same stuff, but this could be the hard drive of your currently active computer. So if your personal data are not same with Windows partition, which mean they are not a single disk like that, it's all the same hard drive, but how to explain? I mean, if you don't have any other partitions, make sure to back up your personal data before doing this step. So you are gonna format your partition. This is just for the boot system and files. Okay, now after you have prepared yourself, you will press next, and you only have to wait until this process is completed. As you see, it's starting the process. So I will be back with you when it's complete. Now here it's gonna restart. So after the countdown, it will restart your computer and it will show this. Don't press any key. Just let it keep going by itself. Okay? And you will see this screen. If you pressed any key, you will go back to the first step which we have started the video with. So right now it is updating the registry and it is continuing the setup. You will see setup is starting service. Now be patient. I know this is gonna take a long time, about 20 minutes. Well, that's depend on your computer speed. It could take less or more. If your computer is slow, like my old computer, it could take about an hour. If your computer is good and new, well, it could take about 10 minutes or less. So it's not a big deal, it's just an easy steps. And remember, don't keep your personal data on these places. My documents, the folder on desktop which named as your username, whatever is the username is, that has documents and downloads and etc. I'll show it when it's complete. And never put or use the desktop for your personal data, because if you decided to do what I did, all of this will be out, wiped out. All of that will be gone. None of this will be coming back again. So wait for this to complete and I will show you in detailed mode. Now you have to wait, more waiting. Okay, now we have everything is done. Now this tab is asking you to name your computer. So pick up any name. I'll just pick up my usual name, Michael, which is my name, and tap next. This, if you want to set up a password to your computer, you will type the password and type it again, and that's something to help you remember the password if you forget. I'm not gonna do that, so press next. About the updates, for me, I hate to use it, so I'm gonna only to ask me later. You can tip any of this, it's okay, it's your own choice, but I don't actually recommend the updates. And the next step is the time. So for myself, as I'll pick up my right time condition, which is Cairo. I know I picked up English USA, but it is not a problem. So after that, you set the time and date and keep next. Since the computer is already connected to internet, these are how to set up your network file sharing. I actually don't like it, so I just pick public network, so no file sharing at all. It will be disable the file sharing. Now it does it. Not all, not every single Windows have that stupid thing, but this version of mine allow you to show to pick a logo. So what about this? Okay, and pick up anything. Remember, it's not possible on all versions of Windows. This version is a modified version of Windows, so I'm just gonna call it like that. Now, not every Windows will show that, because this one is modified Windows, so this may not show for you. It will just continue like that, and that mode is just a modded Windows. Remember, it's not on the original disk. It shouldn't restart, but because this mode, it makes the computer force restarting. So don't worry, it will just go all the way to the desktop right away without this restart. And as you see, all steps are almost the same. You don't need to worry about any other steps that will show you. All Windows installation is same as I'm showing right now, except for that I said it may not show because this is a modded Windows. Like, for example, the black screen with white text that showed in the first video, and the second thing is the logo and the name. That is not possible in the original disk. Okay, remember that. Now we are going to get to our desktop for the first time. Remember, this is bringing back your computer to brand new, like it is gonna be a brand new computer. So the next step is you can get in trouble, yes. If you ask me why, because you need something called drivers, which you should be founded it on the same CD you get from the computer. Or if you can't find your drivers, you can search for it on the internet and search for the drivers. So if you like to know what is the drivers, the driver is the hardware of your computer, which allows you let me get the screen bigger first. It's kinda slow. Okay. Okay. As you see here, the device management is showing that something is not fully installed. In that case, if it's showing your drivers okay with fully names, that means you don't need. If it shows something like that, you will need the drivers. You can search on the internet how to find my drivers. You will find so many apps that will help you fixing your drivers, and I'll be making a video soon about it and how to get the best drivers for your computer. Okay, now what I was gonna say, the last thing here is that since your computer is brand new, remember all of these places I will show, like here, everything here. If you have anything saved before you install the new Windows, everything here or here will be gone. But this should be hidden, I know. So if you have, and it is the same hard drive by the way, it's only a secondary folder. It's like a folder, but it is a fully spared folder from the main folder, which is the C. Here is all Windows files. So I recommend you make your hard drive as multiply partitions like this. So if you had to replace your copy of Windows, you will not have to worry about your personal data because it is stored on another spot of your hard drive that will not be touched at all while you are fixing your computer. I don't know why it's taking so long, but okay, now this is the CD and that is the hard drive. Now I'm gonna just hide this as it should be hidden. Now, oops. Okay. Now here is the best way. I recommend that the same hard drive has to be more than one folder. So here is your Windows and system files that you are running on, and here you can store your personal data. No matter how much storage you have, you better use between I recommend that you make this between 30 to 64 gigabyte. For some apps you may need to install, so it will give you a free space to install all tabs. You can make it higher if you want, but don't forget to spare your data in another place. If you don't have this, ask me and I will make another video of how to start a new hard drive and how to make it multiply folders so you can spare your personal data from the system data. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed watching this tutorial, and I'll see you in another video. Don't forget to share if you like. Bye.